What is going on, everyone? Back with another video. Today I will be talking about the Spyderco Southard. This was designed by knife maker Brad Southard. Very awesome design. I love the ergonomics. I love the way it's shaped. And actually this has made its way into my favorite EDC rotation lately, simply because it actually incorporates a lot of features that I love about knives. So without any further delay, let's go and jump in here and take a look at what this knife is all about. Okay, so this is the Spyderco Southard. And as I mentioned in the very beginning of the video, this knife kind of takes all the nice things and great features of other folding knives and kind of rolls it into one package for me. Now, actually, let me just go and list them off before I get into the meat of the video here. So first off, I love the G10. Very grippy G10. Also, this is a titanium frame lock, and you guys may well know I love my frame locks. Also works in a lock bar stop. Has a flipper for ease of deployment, and best of all, it has a bearing system for ultra smooth action. So taking a look around the handle, we'll start with the G10 side. As I mentioned before, the G10 has a very nice grippy texture on it. It's held onto the TI frame with these 3 screws. You do have a lanyard hole with a barrel spacer. You got 3 standoffs. Here's the flipper, and you got some jimping up on this corner here. The Spuddy opening hole is well noted that it's very easy to access for righties. You can actually use your thumb to flip open the knife, which I'll demonstrate later on in the video. But unfortunately for lefties, there's literally almost no way of getting your thumb in here and flicking the knife open, so you're going to have to use the flipper. But I mean, I'm sure that's what it's intended to be as anyways. So this, as you can see, is the locking side. And if I bring it up close to camera, you can see the very nice texture and finished, made kind of a stonewash finish on this side. Very beautiful. You do have a the pocket clip goes here, which I've taken off. On here you'll have an insert, a G10 insert for the lock bar stop. I can tell there's some jimping on the back of the blade spine, although it's not very functional because it's actually very rounded and smooth. The blade is perfectly centered on this model. Here's a shot of the blade for you guys. Very nice belly on the cutting edge there, and I found out that it aids in cutting very well. I love the blade geometry as well. And here on the top you can see the non-functional jimping coupled with the more functional jimping on the handles here, but nice and thick, so it's got a very good thickness for the size of a knife. So here you can see the Spyderco logo and also the Spyderco CTS-204P steel stamp on there. We got the stamping of Taichung, Taiwan, which is where this knife is manufactured, and the Southard logo on the reverse side of the blade. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a nice kind of stone washing going on the blade as well. Actually, maybe if I bring down the lighting a little bit here. There you go. I don't know if you guys can see that a little better, but yeah, very nice looking finish on the blade. Deployment of the knife is actually quick and very easy. Simply with the flipper, you just pull back on it and the ball bearings do the rest. Very smooth. And you can also, like I mentioned before, use your thumb, for at least for righties. You can just flick the knife out. Lefties, there's really no way you can actually get your thumb in there. At least I can, and I got some pretty small fingers. So very easy to deploy, very easy to close. In terms of ergonomics, this knife shines a lot. You can see the natural curve here follows the palm very well. I can get a very good grip on it, and in the reverse grip feels just as good. Excuse me. On the flipper, really doubles as a nice deep finger choil, as you can see here. Got the nice cutout here as well, and you can just really feel the difference of this knife versus a lot of other knives in terms of ergonomics. So since the Southard is equipped with a bearing system, I thought I'd do a quick head-to-head battle with some other knives that have a bearing system as well. Now, just to start off, I'd like to say that the Southard is very good in terms of smoothness, deployment. I mean, just a joy to deploy all the time. It's just very awesome. So no discredit to Spyderco there. But let's go and give it a comparison to the IKBS equipped Kenyan and Ripple. I would say that this is a very smooth knife. Probably a lot smoother than the, well, I wouldn't say a lot smooth, a little bit smoother than the Southard. But in terms of feel, these two are probably the most similar in terms of pivot action. Another knife that I want to show off is the recently reviewed HTM gun hammer, which you know I've sent back 2 or 3 times. I don't remember anymore. This came back as the Max Glide conversion, and again, very, very smooth, but unfortunately has no detent. But this knife literally has no drag to it whatsoever whenever you pull on the flipper. You can pull it as light as you want, and the knife still flips out. But again, I don't really want to compare it to this one just because, again, it has no detent. At least the Spyderco Southard and the Canyon Ripple has some detent to it. One more knife I want to compare to is the ZT 0560. Now this knife has a lot of detent, but the blade is very heavy. So in terms of smoothness and ease of deployment, I would still take the Southard, just because the Southard feels so much more smoother than the 0560. I love this knife, but this one's more smoother. Now there's one more knife that I'm going to bring onto the table, which is going to beat all 4 of these knives, and it is like miles ahead in terms of deployment. I'm pretty sure you guys can already guess which knife it is. It is the Kershaw Tilt. This knife is awesome. In terms of deployment, there's like literally no drag whatsoever, and it has very good detent, and it's just the smoothest deploying knife ever. It's funny because the Kershaw Tilt and the 0560 both have the same bearing system, but it is just miles apart from each other, and the Tilt is just so much better. But don't worry, Spyderco has done an excellent job in my opinion, and again, it's very, very similar to the IKBS equipped Canyon Ripple. Final thoughts on the Southard? I absolutely love this knife. This is one of the coolest knives to come out from Spyderco, and it's managed to make it into my daily rotation of for EDC knives. I love carrying it. It has great ergonomics. It's silky smooth to deploy, right on par with my Canyon Ripple with the IKBS system. If I could think of any kind of downsides, I would probably say the jimping on the back of the blade spine could be better. I mean, it's just rounded. It's really not functional at all. And also, I'm sure they could have tapped the left-hand scale for the pocket clip to be mounted on. I mean, I don't think it'd look great, but at least it'd give the lefties an option to carry if they wanted to. But aside from that, it's just a great knife. I love it. It's a good size. It's very, very sharp, very quick to deploy, and I would highly recommend it. Alright, well, I do appreciate you guys checking out my video. If any questions, comments, please leave it below. Aside from that, take care, have a good day, and I will catch you guys on the next video.